Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
And new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
This is Believe You Me on the Gas Digital Network.
We're live, baby boy.
And this time, Luis, I'm going to throw you under the bus.
What?
We've pressed play or record on the laptop.
That's not what happened.
For the video, because last time Harrington was getting thrown under a bus. Harrington was getting blamed. There was a lot of hatred being thrown at Mike Harrington.
You can weirdly blame Harrington still. I don't mind that. We should get a Blame Harrington t-shirt or a Blame Harrington mug. That would be a hot seller.
Fuck Harrington would be a good
Dude,
one.
fuck Harrington will be a huge seller, no doubt about it.
Not the nicest of t-shirts to wear.
It's okay.
A little offensive for kids around. You
okay.
might get looked at weirdly, but I think it would resonate with a lot of the listeners.
They get it. And here's the thing. I'll blame Harrington. You know it was not his fault, but it was also, let's just be honest, it wasn't really my fault. It's not that I didn't press record. I ran out of space on the computer in the middle of the file being recorded, and it wouldn't allow the file to save. That's what happened. There was no... But now I've deleted hours of home videos, memories with my child.
Yeah.
I said, fuck when he's 1 year old, 6 months old, these memories that I'll never get back. I said, fuck it, for the Believe You Me fans, gone
Well,
forever.
you didn't actually. You saved those ones. You deleted some
I almost
bullshit.
did.
But to be fair though, you know, I mean, seeing as you're bringing that up, it is 4:10. I got here at 3:30. I text. I said, hey, remember, you got to free up the disk space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could have been done prior to me getting here. I'm a very busy man, Lewis. Baby boy, doggy. Okay, I'm
He
sitting
had to
here.
drive 4 minutes out of his way to be here. Literally, he told me, I have a text. I'll show everyone the text. I don't give a shit about the circle of trust. I got nothing to lose. I'll show your text.
I planned my day around this. You know what I mean? Okay, I need to be there at that time. Okay, I'll schedule a meeting there. And that audition, excuse me, I'd like to do it this side of town because I got to meet Lewis.
Yeah.
So that's just how
And
it
how
is.
that audition go?
It went very, very good. Very, very. I smashed it. I
you're
did.
excited.
But we'll see. But I tell you what I did do, which was very, very annoying.
What's
and
that?
I do this a lot. And I always say I'm never going to buy another pair of expensive sunglasses again because I did my audition. I bounced out. I was all proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, smash that. I'm gonna get it. Sat on my shades. They're bent to bits. They are nice Versace sunglasses. Oh, they're trashed, man.
That's it. You're done. You can't get these repaired. You can't go to a glasses shop and have these repaired.
They are smashed to pieces.
You can have these repaired.
You can see that the hinges are bent.
Can I have them?
No.
Why?
Because there's a possibility they can't be repaired.
I was going to literally get them repaired and wear them and take a picture of them.
I'll take those back, please. I'll take them to my wife because she's kind of frugal like that and she'll find a way. Whereas I'd be like, oh, they're fucked. What I'll do is I'll try and bend them back by hand.
Yeah,
right?
no.
And it won't work. If anything, you'd have to get a lighter or a blowtorch or a Bunsen burner if we were a chemistry class and warm up the hinges and then bend it back.
I think what they would do is they would take these little accessories out, these little bent fucking nuts, and they would replace those. Because what's probably expensive about this is all the metal, the plastic, the way it's all put together. Those little nuts and shit is really what's bent. You didn't break it. You didn't bend any of these parts.
Just put them down. I don't know that way you're looking at them. But yeah, but I do it every time I get sucked into buying expensive shit. Because, you know, there's a thing online. All these glasses, I think they cost around $10 or something. And they're all made by the same company. And then they sell them for like $400. I never paid that much for them. I paid about, I don't know, $250 or something.
That's psychotic.
Maybe $300. And it's fucking ridiculous. I do it all the time and then I lose it. And I think, you know, because... Listen, I'm contradicting myself a little bit here, but as far as accessories go, and I'm not a big accessory guy, but for a man, a watch and a pair of shades.
Yeah.
You know, a nice pair of shades. You don't want to be wearing the Tony Ferguson classics. You don't want to be wearing the gas
Oakleys,
station. The gas station glasses.
Yeah.
That's what Khabib said, remember. I'm quoting Khabib. Nothing wrong with your glasses, Tony. But yeah, if you're going to wear glasses, you're going to wear some nice ones. I don't mind wearing Oakleys and stuff like that, but I saw them. I like them. They fit my face well. And I'm like, oh, but they're expensive. But fuck it. You know what? Believe You Me's blowing up big time.
Of course.
I'm going to take the plunge and get the expensive glasses.
Well, this is what happens, and then you lose them, you break them. I would never buy expensive glasses. I would never buy an expensive umbrella. I would never buy. I mean, a nice watch. You're not going to lose your watch.
I've lost watches.
Have you lost watches?
Yeah.
Because you're teenage daughter invites her friends into your home.
But I lost several watches on that day. I did get them back. And somebody might have got slammed on their ass. But no, I've lost watches. You know these sunglasses? You know why I bought these as well?
Why?
If you look, these are the famous glasses. Well, not famous in my mind. The glasses that I wore at the GSP press conference.
Right.
In Vegas and in New York, actually.
They're your lucky glasses.
They're not my lucky glasses. If anything, they're my unlucky glasses.
All good things happen with these glasses.
I lost my belt and I sat on the fucking things. And I'm in a terrible mood. And I'm not going to get the part that I just auditioned for. So a total waste of time. Yeah. But you know what? Talking of that press conference, and you've done it. You've taken the piss out of me for wearing shades inside.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, you're giving me a hard time. And I also give people a hard time when I see them wear sunglasses indoor. But I wasn't wearing them for vanity. I now have miraculously perfect eyes.
It's crazy. It's beautiful.
But my eye used to look
If I look deeply into your eyes, I question my manhood. So I can't do that again. Stop looking directly into my eyes, please.
You were taking so long setting up the laptop and deleting disk space. I had to look at you, and then he looked at me as if to say, are we going to do this? Am I going to try it on with him right now? The Kim's out, the door's locked, we're going to fucking pool. It's very romantic. We're in LA, there's no women around. I'm like, Luis, don't look into my eyes, okay?
It's like Medusa. It's a gay Medusa.
It's the third.
Instead of turning into stone, I start sucking your dick.
A gay Medusa. Oh God, that's brilliant. That is funny. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes that much. That was your joke, by the way, but still, it was fucking funny.
A solid one.
Gay Medusa, that's the name of the episode. No, but I had bad eyes. And I was very, very self-conscious about those eyes. Not from a vanity point of view, from being allowed to fight. Do you know what I mean? And the less people look at them, and of course I was conscious of that because people are nasty. The comments I used to get online used to piss me off. Chris Weidman made some negative comments, which kind of surprised me and Luke Rockhold. I thought fighters should know better because God forbid it would happen to them one day. But anyway, back to the point. That is why I was wearing glasses indoor, Luis.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though because perception is reality. So when you're walking by and there's people walking, they see you, you're a fucking big tough guy with glasses inside. Nobody's understanding the subtext of, oh, you were injured in this fight and blah blah blah, and you're
just
a hand
holy
job.
Shit, that guy looks cool as fuck. They're like, wow, look at him bouncing through. He's got an entourage with him. There's a camera crew following him for some reason. One dude taking pictures. He's got a gold belt around his waist.
I wonder what he does.
To top it off, he's got a pair of sunglasses on. I want to be that guy.
No, the problem is you had that belt and you're this big tough guy and people don't tell you because they're afraid. But you know what, Mr. Bisping?
No.
I've got nothing else to lose. I'm telling you, you look like a goddamn hand job when you wear sunglasses inside.
I pulled it off.
Bar none. Any man. The only reason you should be wearing sunglasses inside, and I do it at the gym sometimes. Once in a while, I'll wear...
Hold on. If you have an eye condition and you're sensitive to light and perhaps lots of flashes from photographers and press may make you a little dizzy and perhaps blind you.
All the flashes.
And your depth perception.
So many photographers and so much press that just following him through the streets at all times.
We're talking at the press conference for the biggest fight of 2017.
Okay.
So yes, it's a press
But what about at Starbucks in Orange County when we went to get a coffee?
Yeah, well, that's because I'm outside, I'm driving along, it's very, very sunny. I walk out, I grab my coffee, I get back in my car. I haven't got time to be taking them off, putting them back on, fiddling about. Starbucks, you need 2 hands. Coffee, milk, sugar, all that stuff. Stirrer.
You're a world champion. You got things going on in your mind.
Fucking glasses in my hand now? No, leave them on. Fuck Pedro. He gets my name wrong every time anyway.
It makes sense.
And you got to go about your day.
The only time you should be wearing glasses indoors, I'll do it at the gym because there's hot chicks at the gym and I like to stare creepily at them.
No.
So then nobody can see me.
No, you got that wrong. You don't do that in a gym. So you're telling me what you're talking about is at the swimming pool. At the pool, you wear sunglasses. Yeah,
but that makes sense.
Or the beach.
But
you don't do that in a gym. No. There's one thing wearing sunglasses indoors at a press conference. Douchey, maybe not douchey. Who knows? Public opinion. A guy walking in on the fucking treadmill or pumping iron. He's like, yeah, with fucking tacky.
Yeah. I don't care.
7-Eleven sunglasses on. Perving on everybody. Luis, honestly, this might be the last episode of this podcast we ever do.
Another bit of advice.
Is that who you are?
Another bit of advice. You can accidentally accidentally walk into the female locker room once or twice at the gym.
Well, because with the shades on, you're blind.
Who knows?
They're
You're
like,
looking at
he's
your
a blind
phone.
man or he's retarded, okay?
You get away with it maybe two times before they start to catch on.
Most people would think retarded. They'd be like, he's a bit special. Just he's fine.
let him
He's
go.
fine. He's like walking into walls and shit.
He's blind.
But, yeah.
No,
But me, they're like,
I
hey,
know that it's
he's
douchey.
switched on. He's got his ish together, as they say.
But it's worth it, okay? It is fucking. It's worth it. I don't care about looking douchey at the gym because you're not getting. I'm not getting picked up
Bro,
by
do you
some
wear
chicks.
sunglasses at a gym? Are you serious?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow. That's the worst thing I've ever heard you say.
Whatever.
Are you serious? You
Yeah.
wear sunglasses. So every time Luis has to work out, it's like, I need an Equinox. Okay. He can't go to a regular gym. He can't go to a hotel gym. You know, when we were in Toronto for that show, he's like, I need to find the Equinox. I'm like, well, we don't have that much time.
Spend $245 a month on it. I'm finding the Equinox.
There's a gym in the hotel. It's got a steam room. Let's go down there, do all that shit. But no, I got to go to Equinox. You're a snob. And so you're telling me you go to said Equinox and you walk in with sunglasses on.
Every once in a while on a nice sunny day.
Lord, give
the
me
girls-
strength.
the
And I'm not
girls-
religious. And that's not a God bless you. It's a God fuck you. My God. Gay Medusa all over the place.
Yeah, look, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Hot chicks at the pool, but you could take it a little bit further, okay? What other things do you spend money on? I don't spend money on things like that at all. I've never spent more than $30 on a pair of sunglasses in my life.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I won't spend. I'm just not an accessory. Like my watch is like maybe $500, and that's a lot.
I was
for
given
me.
this watch.
What?
This is a Hublot. It was a present from our good friend, Mr. Will Lowe from Timmy Coin. So, yeah, I've got some nice watches.
Timmy Coin, I would love a watch. Just send me one.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. They're like, fuck you, send me a watch. I'm like, no. If
Yeah, why do
anybody's
you have all
getting a
these-
watch, I'm getting the watches,
How
okay?
many fucking watches do you have?
Legit, really
How
good
many
ones.
watches do you have? Do you
Well,
own?
ones like this, like really good, 6.
Okay, give me one. You
No.
don't need all these watches. Who needs that many watches?
I have a nice watch collection.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a
I
lot.
need to tell the time in different styles.
You know, we were
depending
shit-
on what I'm wearing that day. I'm joking. No, you're right. It is. It
we
is.
were shitting on.
3 of them were mine, and three were presents from other people. One, little brag, was a present from the ruler of Dubai. Okay, I wear it sometimes. It's a $20,000 timepiece. I was in Dubai, and I got a message that the ruler of Dubai would like to meet me. Of course, you know, I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm busy. So obviously I went to meet the guy, and he couldn't make it. He said, I'm sorry, His Highness couldn't be here. He's got business, but he said,
Oh, he's a big MMA guy. That's right.
Yeah, he's
huge
a
MMA
massive,
fan.
massive MMA fan. And he sent one of his guys, and it was a beautiful gesture. It really was. And just to show respect and appreciation for being here, presenting me with a watch, I was totally blown away.
They killed the baby elephant.
So
gave you a watch.
it's not me,
Yeah.
okay? One of them I got for winning the Ultimate Fighter.
All right, you look. You have all of these amazing people. Nobody gives me things like that. The
You
owner
need
of-
to win the Ultimate Fighter.
I will try.
And then go to Dubai.
If the show hadn't fallen off a few seasons ago, I might actually put a little bit of effort in. But you know what? Maybe now I can get out to Dana White's
Contender Series.
Contender Series. Maybe
There's
that's
nobody
the
getting watches.
that's
Nobody
it.
getting watches.
Some fucking web series that ain't happening.
I used to spend a lot of money on clothes. These days, I've definitely calmed down on that. You know, and my wife's good. She's not one of those women that's out buying, you know, stupid expensive clothes. We get a lot of deliveries every day. You know, not a lot of deliveries every day. We get a lot of deliveries. Most days, something turns up. But it's just small little things.
Yeah.
Things she needs from the house. Like I needed something the other day. Boom, 2 clicks on Amazon. There you go. I needed a new knee brace. That's what it was. So we're not talking flash things. But regarding clothing, I used to spend... I got sucked into the designer bullshit. And I do like to wear nice stuff. But these days, I've definitely brought it down a little bit. Like this... You know, it's not an expensive shirt. I bought this off a fucking ad on Instagram.
Yeah.
But then I bought 3 more because it doesn't crease. I like the way it fits.
Right.
It accentuates my arms. If
There you
anything.
go.
And then when I'm doing a podcast, I can talk about how much of a man of the people I am.
Of course.
Because I got it off an Instagram.
Just
ad.
an Instagram
It's not even a
ad.
designer, mate.
Not even a big deal.
You know what I mean?
I
That's
love
how
it.
I roll.
We look. You
I'm
honestly.
wearing Converse.
Yeah, but those are nice Converse. Those are expensive Converse. I'm acting like there's a $30 Converse.
They're Converse all the
They're
same.
$140 Converse.
They were 170.
Exactly. That's our fucking expensive Converse.
But they're Converse.
You don't get this claim Converse. You're not wearing the shitty Chuck Taylors.
I have some others. I have some Yves Saint Laurent. I have some other, and I've stopped that. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not spending $500-$600 on shoes. I'll buy Converse.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm just.
And those other shoes, by the way, were a present of my wife.
No matter how much money, it would never be. I guess I shouldn't say never. I would probably buy a really nice car if I wanted to buy a car now, because there's something. It's almost the same thing as the gym. When I say that I spend a lot of money on a gym, you're spending a lot of your life in a car. If I'm living in LA and you're spending 2-3 hours a day in your car, that's a portion of your life that you're living in that thing. So just like your home, just like, you want to have a space where you're spending a lot of time in. You want to do it in a way where you feel good. And I think when you're driving in a nice car and you sit down, there's just something about you get into it, you get out of it, you feel like you feel awesome.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, in New York, not so much, and maybe in London, you don't really need a car. Public transport is so good. People don't really use them that much. But out here in LA, everything's so far away. Certainly, I live in Orange County. I drive up here all the time. You got to have a nice car, But I'm not a snob with it. I do have a nice car. I have two nice cars. I have a Range Rover. But again, that was a gift for doing the Ultimate Fighter from Dana.
What a life.
Range Rover supercharged, what do you call it? Autobiography, just it's just a beautiful car. But the problem is, though, and we had one before that. In fact, we've had 3 of those Range Rovers. The problem is now we need a new one. And my wife, whilst I'm sitting here saying she doesn't order stuff and this and that, and she's good, she does expect now to drive a Range Rover. The problem is I'm not getting given anymore.
What does it make? What makes a Range Rover better? It's just nice.
They're great.
I don't know. I haven't driven a car since
No, Range Rovers are awesome, they are, but they do have a lot of issues. But anyway, so now we're going to do that. I have a Maserati, which sounds, again, very, very douchey, but I got sucked into that when I was champion of the world. And I thought, well, I'm world champ. I'm getting those pay-per-view points now.
Why not?
And the dealer, he's a good friend of mine, but he kind of filmed me with shit, and I fucking took the bait. He's like, Mike, I'm going to give you this. Look, see here? It was meant to be this much, and I'm going to give you it for this much, right? Because that's how much I got it for, and you're my boy, and I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to make a penny on this. He said, so you're getting this so cheap that you could drive this for 2 years and then probably still sell it for more than what you're paying. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
You're basically giving me this car.
I could drive it for a bit, enjoy having a fucking stupid Maserati that sounds obnoxious as fuck when you're picking up a pint of milk from Ralph's. And then I could sell it and maybe make a little bit of money. And my wife's going, yeah, you deserve it, babe. I'm like, yeah, I do. And now I wish I never bought the fucking thing.
So then 5 years later, you still have a Maserati that you hate.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm trying to get rid of it, and I can't get what I was told it's going to be worth. I'm like, what? Come on. So anyway.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, a car is something that I would spend some money on. You want to have a nice... So that's the other thing is like...
You don't want to turn up at a meeting in a shitty car.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. LA is a different thing. So everyone goes to the Comedy Store, and everyone just drives their fucking... That's like a new thing. Everyone's got a, what do they call them? The
Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're sick, though. I'd like one of them.
What's the big deal with even a Tesla? So what do they self-drive? They have it's self-parks?
Well, first of all, you just plug it into the wall.
Yeah.
Now there's many cars that do that. But they're very luxurious. They're very fast. Inside, you want to see the what do you call it? The interface. It's unreal. The technology is amazing. They do drive themselves. They look fantastic. Just all in all, they're a very, very good car. Now, I've never owned one, so I can't go into too much detail, but I do like them. And you do save money. And they're sick, and they're good for the environment. I mean, what more do you want, baby boy?
Let's see. These are the top. These are 10. What makes Tesla special? These 10 things for starters. The design.
I said that.
Yeah, the frunk. So it's the front. Let's see. The engine bay is where most of their electric car makers put the charger, power inverter, electric.
Yeah, it looks good. They look sick. I said that. Full storage, boom, boring. Instrumental panel. Interface, almost the same.
Other cars give drivers a lot of knob switches, soft touch buttons, and even joysticks in time. With Tesla puts almost everything on a massive center-mounted 17-inch display screen. I've seen this before. It looks cool.
Yeah,
it's all touch
cool
screen.
And not just that, the voice recognition software is really good. So you can say, you know what, play something by whatever artist, The Prodigy. Boom, it'll just come on. It's, you know what I mean? You don't have to have the music. You know what I mean? And it's just like online, just looking up any song above and it'll play it through there. You say, play me the album. It's really good. It's really good. But this isn't a car advert for Tesla. So, unless you want to give us some
money. I have
money.
a buddy who just got one now and he's fucking loving it. Everyone's posting pictures of it. But yeah, that's cool. It also parks itself, right? Like
it parks itself. Well, the Range Rover's supposed to park itself as well. And unless you want to crash it, I wouldn't let him do it. Do you know what I mean? He starts going round in circles, mounting the curb, running old ladies over. I'm like, sorry, self-parking. You know, talking of cars and somebody that stole a car the other day, our good friend of the show, Darren Tills.
Yeah.
Remember he stole a taxi the other day and trashed a hotel room.
In the Canary Islands.
On the Canary Islands, Tenerife. It's all done with. I mean, to be honest, it was kind of a stupid thing anyway. Let's be honest. It wasn't the crime of the century. Him and his boys, they were having a good night out. Things got a little out of hand. They might have trashed a hotel room. And then, you know, he didn't steal a taxi. They were loading the luggage into the boot, the trunk, and he jumped in the car and drove off. And they've twisted that. Oh, he stole it.
Yeah.
Sounds to me everyone just being a little bit silly. They're probably very intoxicated. And what's happened, Lewis?
Well, according to a source, he was given a €10,000 fine. I'm sorry, they were ordered to pay €10,000 to the hotel where they stayed.
10,000 euros to the hotel.
Yeah, and they were
Must have been
fined
a lot. That must have been a lot of damage.
480 for the damages and €360 for the theft. So I guess the fines from the court was €480 and €360 for the theft of the
Jesus
cab.
Christ!
So they had to actually pay $10,000 in damages to the hotel itself.
I want to move there.
Yeah.
You fuck around there, you get arrested, they fine you
$400,
$300 or whatever it was.
You know what it is? I'm assuming, and this is what happens because you hear about like people get shit happens all the time on like cruise
I'm really
ships.
going to punish you. I'm going to fine you $300.
Well,
that's not sending a lesson. That's
it's
not.
It's a tourist spot.
I'm not, by the way, trying to say that Darren needs more to be fined more. Good
well,
on
no,
you.
what it is it's a tourist spot, so they don't want to discourage people from coming there and spending their money. It's a big UFC star. They would rather just have it go away, not bring. It brings negative attention when you have criminal activity and shit. There was just that thing on the boat. Did you see that? This is fucking crazy.
No, what's this?
There was a chick on a cruise who was sexually assaulted by a guy. Did we not talk about this? Maybe I talked about it on another podcast. Dude, she was sexually assaulted by a guy. She's from England, okay? The cruise leaves out of Spain or whatever.
Sounds like a very classy lady.
And this guy sexually assaulted her, but because they were on international waters...
He got away with it.
He got away with it.
International waters.
That old fucking gag where...
Next time I rape someone...
got to do it on the sea, the high seas.
International waters, now I know. Jesus Christ.
Pirate Bisping, there we go.
You know.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it really is.
But those cruise ships, anytime there's crimes, fights, they want to make that shit go away. When you get caught, my buddy was caught with weed on a cruise ship. They threaten to like arrest you, but they're not trying to arrest the people that are spending thousands of dollars on these things.
Yeah.
They want to make it like, all right, don't be an idiot, but as long as you don't actually hurt anybody, or apparently you can hurt somebody, you can get away with it.
Well, yeah, no. And for the record, we don't like making light of ladies that have been raped. And if, international waters or not, if he rapes her...
Yeah.
When I catch up with him,
you're going to get him.
I'm just going to have a little word in his ear. You know what I mean? Hey, over here.
Good job, buddy.
Step into my office.
Hey, dude, that's pretty cool that you got away with that.
How would you rate her out of 10? Did you?
Like that.
Anyway.
Mike, we should really talk about BetterHelp, which is my favorite new sponsor on the show. It's super easy to, if you've not done therapy before, it's so helpful, whether you're having issues in life, issues with your personal relationships, anger management, which I've talked about plenty of times.
Yep.
I've gone into anger management myself. It's such a big help. And a lot of times you just don't have time to get out there and to get to a therapist, spend time in traffic. People have busy lives. BetterHelp lets you connect with professional counselors in the safety and privacy of your own home. You do it right online. I do a video chat with my therapist, Wendy, every single week. She's awesome. And it's a better experience than other therapy that I've done just because I don't have to spend all that extra time. It's super quick. I do a 45-minute session with her. I could chat with her at any time. I have her at my fingertips through the BetterHelp website. It really is an incredible experience.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. And the good thing about it is that if you go into a traditional therapy situation, you got to go to the offices, you got to walk in, you got to check in. Then you walk in, you're in unfamiliar territory. You're not in your surroundings. You're not in your power zone, if you will. You're sitting there in some weird chair talking to a guy and trying to give up a lot of personal information. Doing it this way through FaceTime, you can sit there in your home. You feel very, very comfortable. You feel like you're in control. The therapists, of course, are up there with the very, very best of them. And
all
mental health.
All of them have practices where people walk into their offices
of
too.
Course.
This is just a new way of being able to offer people help around the world. It's a great way to utilize technology. The cool thing is this: if you don't like your therapist, think about what a pain in the ass it is to switch therapists, right?
Yep.
It's nuts. With this, you literally click a button, you could just change your therapist. If it's not working out for you, if you're not getting the results you're looking for, really, really cool.
Yeah.
They also do phone chats. They do just regular text chat, or they can do video chat. So whatever you're most comfortable with. I literally did it here in LA. I had a session earlier today from LA, which I couldn't have done if I was doing a normal therapy session.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that is the beauty of modern technology. So, listen, if you are having problems, if you are having some kind of, I don't know what it is, any kind of issue, then believe you me, there is a lot of help that you can get. BetterHelp is truly affordable. It is open for everybody. And trust me, you want to get involved. If you're having any kind of issues and you just need help in life, you want to be a better version of yourself, please give it a try. Forget the stigma and all that type of stuff. Do what's right for you. Get yourself some better help. And to do that, go to betterhelp.com/believe. Get started today. Why not? Please do yourself a favor. Go to betterhelp.com/believe. All right, where were we? What else is going on? Oh, it seems to be all focused about cars today. We're talking about my car. We're talking about Teslas. We're talking about cabs. We're talking about Darren Tills stealing cabs. We're talking international waters and rape. Kind of went off on a tangent there. Someone else, and this is very sad news, a UFC fighter has been run over and murdered by an Uber driver. My initial remark was, well, he should have left a 5-star rating.
I know.
Same. What goes around comes around.
Jesus.
It's karma, man.
Well, what's good? At least Uber fires the man.
And I'm sorry for all the family and friends. The tone of the podcast. I'm going to stop apologizing because no one wants to hear it. It's a joke. Don't like it.
We got it. We should apologize once, just at the top of the show, for everything we're about to say, and then just go into it.
So go on, break it down.
Well, this is good. Uber fired the man accused of killing the former UFC fighter Rodrigo de Lima.
I mean, you'd think
That's
that
nice.
No, come on. Hey, you killed a guy. Okay, you're suspended for a week. I'd expect him to at least get fired.
Yeah, this is sad. He's got a kid. He's a dad,
too.
too.
You're kidding. Oh, that's so. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
So
it's awful.
Apparently, him and some friends were in an Uber, and they were being loud, and the Uber driver told them to keep it down.
Well, listen, if you're with your friends, you're probably drinking. Otherwise, one of you would drive.
They're Brazilians. They're probably just loud people. I don't really know many Brazilians, but
sat in the back shouting out to the driver. Vai se fuder. No, what was it? What did they say?
I don't know.
Vumarohe. What they all chant. Vumarohe or something. It means you're going to die.
Oh, that's fine.
That's what they chant.
They're nice people.
They're great people.
Yeah,
I don't
nice
know why
people.
you got run over. Again, sorry to the family.
So,
condolences for days.
The guy tells them, hey, guys, keep it down, and they get into an argument. Wrong or right, apparently, Rodrigo de Lima punched the guy in the head, and the guy, retaliated by, after him and his friends got out of the cab, running into him and killing him and striking him with his car. Apparently killed him right at the scene, which is really sad.
Seems a little excessive.
Yeah. That happened. Also recently happened in my hometown where I grew up in Stony Point, New York. There was a guy with his family who got into an argument with the guy who was in a car. Like, I guess the guy was like blowing smoke. And he was like, hey, my kids are here. Can you not blow smoke? And the guy was like, yeah, fuck you. Guy got in his car and then rammed his car into the guy's fucking family. I mean, horrible. Horrible. I think killed the wife.
He's serious?
Swear to
my God.
It was one of the most horrible
there was
things.
Another one similar as well. A couple of years ago, there was a UFC fighter in Canada. I forget the guy's name. He was run over in the car park. Yeah, there's some kind of altercation. But UFC fighter ran over in Canada. There was some kind of altercation in the car park. What was his name?
Ryan Jimmo.
No, was that him?
Wait.
Yeah, it was Ryan Jimmo, I think.
Yeah, he died, yeah.
Yeah, God, poor guy.
Yeah, the man accused of the hit-and-run death of former UFC fighter Ryan Jimmo hid his license plate. He pleads guilty to manslaughter. He turned himself into police 2 days later. Yeah, dude, that whole...
running people over and them dying scenario?
Not the best. I wouldn't recommend it.
that whole death by vehicle.
Well, it's not to get political, not to get political, but it's the reason why I think people shouldn't be able to have guns, because people are fucking assholes and people make stupid decisions in moments of anger and they get heated or whatever. Look, the guy who was in the Uber driver, right? I don't know what happened there, but from his perspective, It's a fucking UFC fighter. You can't do anything too physically. There's nothing. I don't know what happened in that interaction, but it was such
No, for sure, and he's with his friends.
He's
and
a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong. For
he's
killing
an
him.
absolute piece of shit.
But we
he
don't
murdered
really,
an innocent man.
But maybe was that the intent? Was he trying to murder him? Maybe was he trying to scare him because he beat the shit out of him, and he was trying. He was embarrassed and adrenaline.
Generally, driving a car into somebody and running them over. Yeah, you're trying to do them very serious harm.
Yeah.
Very serious.
I'm not defending the guy at all. I'm just saying that you have a dangerous instrument in your hand, like a gun. It's a much easier thing to point it at somebody and pull the trigger in anger.
You sound like the idiots now that are pro-gun, because pro-gun.
No, I'm against it.
No, I know, me too, and we don't want to get into that rabbit hole. But they
I'm
say,
against everyone. I'm
people will always find a way to kill people. Look, just take a car and run a bunch of people over. Well, yeah, but that's
a little bit harder.
It's a little bit more,
a little more personal, a little harder to get away with. You have this. It's not like you just run away or chuck it.
And it's like most people aren't going to do that. But if you're really losing your shit and there's a gun there,
it's just a button.
I've lost my temper so bad.
If you had a gun in your hand,
and sometimes I would at least pop shot at a few in the fucking air.
Without a doubt, or I would have argue with my girlfriend. Really, bitch?
Yes.
You want to see me do some crazy shit?
Oh, I've done that. I'm not going to talk about it on my podcast, but I've got the scars to show you, just to make a point. Literally, you think I won't? You think I won't do it? Okay, watch this. What have I done? You get a free T-shirt if you guess what it was. Fuck me, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I'm saying this is not a political stance because the way that I really feel about it is, I've shot guns. It's fun, dude.
It's a
fun.
lot of fun.
I'll go right now. We can go to a gun range right now and shoot guns. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So I'd be a hypocrite for me to sit here and go, oh my God, I'm so against guns. I just think that that's an inherent problem where you don't really know where people's moment of losing their shit is. What if somebody has a moment where their girlfriend cheats on them and they genuinely go crazy in that moment?
Yeah.
Then they're a completely normal person who's never done anything
No, for
with
sure.
any criminal
And it
activity.
happens.
And then they lose their shit and they have an arsenal of guns. And they weren't crazy 5 minutes ago and now they're fucking crazy.
And then they're that far into it. They're like, well, I've come this far. Fuck it. I'm taking everyone I don't like down because I'm not spending the rest of my life. So I'm going down in a blaze of glory.
That's it.
Okay, I'm not going to prison. I've killed that bitch, right? I fucked him up. He's dead. That miserable bastard next door, I've taken him out. Who the fuck else? And you think, right, that asshole at school that used to pick on me all the time, that teacher, where does he live? Boom, front door open.
Pablo at Starbucks, you get your name wrong every time?
Fuck you. Manuel, you're going down. You're dead. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not political.
Where's Harrington?
There's the first one.
Come here.
But this is nothing to do with politics or anything else. I'm not trying to take anyone's guns away. We're not sitting here saying we need to come up with. I'm just saying that's a very realistic viewpoint where you have to consider that no matter how you feel about it politically, you have to address that. And you have to go like, well, what about that person? And how do you sort of get ahead of that? And I don't know the answer to it. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong about anything. It's just.
I know the answer, but it's not. This isn't the time or place to discuss it.
Give everyone a gun.
No, the opposite. But we're not going to get into it. Yeah. I don't want to alienate the viewers.
Also, if you give everyone a gun, they do say that. They say give everyone a gun. I'm a guest
here. I'm a guest in this country. Far be it from me to walk in and start trying to change.
Well, you guys don't even have guns. You have like bayonets, muskets.
We don't need guns. You know what I mean?
So badass.
Fucking gun. I got 2 guns right here.
Oh my God.
Fucking my boxing coach. Well, my old boxing coach, Mark Kinney. Back when I trained back in England, we were boarding a plane once, and he goes, and as he walked through, he said, "Excuse me, you haven't got any weapons on you, have you?" And he goes, "Yeah." A left hook,
oh no,
the right hand, but deadly serious.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fucking very, very funny. Mark Kinney, shout out, good man, very, very good man.
Yeah.
All right, where are we? What's going on?
This guy was killed by the cab driver, which sucks. The reality is, I don't really like. I get into regular altercations with cab drivers. That's something that happens to me almost weekly.
Yeah, because
I take a lot of cabs.
New York cab drivers are dicks.
Yeah.
They're dicks. Uber drivers seem to be more level-headed and a bit more with it, a little more millennial. I remember once I was in a cab in New York, me and Rebecca there. I think it was after I fought Rashad Evans. We hung around for like a week, had a little break. And we got in the back of the taxi. And I felt like he was going the wrong way. And I was trying to talk to the guy, but he had the sliding thing shut.
Oh, yeah.
In the yellow cab, and it was locked, and I couldn't open it. And I'm going, hey, and I'm boom, 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 and I'm banging on the thing, and the guy just puts the foot down in the taxi, and he's going, like that, and I'm like, holy fuck, we've got a crazy. We are in the cab of a crazy person, okay? Rebecca, get the seatbelt on now. Get in the brace position. And then he just pulled over and said, we're here. And I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's here. Here, give him some money. And I got out. I was like, what? He is a psycho. He's a nut job. Absolute fucking maniac. 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, New York cab drivers.
Well, here's the thing. Number one, with an Uber, you have a paper trail. You know, you have a rating system. If you are shitty to them, you won't get picked up. I've had people turning me down because I don't have a great Uber rating.
Really?
I've had somebody. I got a text from the driver. Hey, your Uber rating is too low. I won't pick you up. Find somebody else. And it wasn't even that bad. It was 4.5 out of 5. But apparently that's very low in Uber.
Sounds pretty bad to me.
Because to get down, apparently like they only give you 5. So in order to get anything down at all, to get that number down, you have to be getting a lot of 1 stars.
But here's the thing though. If somebody's really good, they probably don't put in the 5-star rating most of the time because they're busy. They're going from job to job. The driver,
they have to rate.
The driver,
you have to rate.
They have to.
Both times I have to rate on Uber and they have to rate as well. I know I have to rate.
I was going to say because they probably only feel compelled to do a review or a rating when a guy was an asshole.
It is. Well, here's the thing. It is. You just do it and you go bloop. You hit 5 stars every single time. It's just not even think about it.
I've done less than 5 stars.
So have I. Unless the guy's a real dick, and you go fuck you, but you have to because it's a habit at this point just to do it. I've accidentally given 5 stars when I meant to give a 1 star with a shitty driver because it's such a habit of pulling out the phone.
Yeah.
But with a yellow cab, you don't have that paper trail. And here's the real problem. If I'm taking a cab, 99% of the time it's because I'm running late because I'll take a subway in New York. If I'm running late, I'm already really on edge. So now this person if he does anything wrong in the process of getting me where I got to go,
you're being an unreasonable asshole and calling him out, and he's having a weak day. His wife's just left him. Yep. His kids don't want to talk to him. He's absolutely broke. The mortgage is in arrears. This is actually the 3rd job that this guy's working. He's working full time. He's doing Uber, and he's working at a fucking picking up people's dog shit at the weekend in the garden. Anything this poor guy can do to make a buck, right? He comes to you. He's behind schedule. He knows this, but he's endeavoring to do his best. He's speeding through traffic lights. He's dodging around people. He's going the quickest way. And he gets there, and what does he get? What do you say to him?
Well, it depends of what he does. If he makes a wrong turn and I'm running late, I mean, dear God in heaven, it's not going to be pretty.
What have you said? Worst case scenario. How have you spoken to another human being that is doing his job?
I'm not proud of this. I'm in anger management currently, and it's something that I've addressed in the past because it's not right. It's not right, Michael Bisping. I'm not saying you should talk to people this way, but I will be really shitty. If you make a wrong turn and I'm running late and this is your only job in the world is to fucking drive me from point A to point B and you don't listen to your GP fucking S.
New York is a very difficult place to drive, though.
Not.
And
it's
sometimes
you're 15 miles an hour at the fastest. You're never fast.
The traffic won't let you in. We've spoke about this before. You're not courteous drivers in the US. You know, they're not letting you in. Maybe it's forced.
You know, you're a guest here. I don't like how you keep on taking shots.
Maybe you're forced to take a wrong turn, and that leads to a catalogue of errors.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just nothing you can do. And then you've got the Puerto Rican rattlesnake in the background, you know, making your day even worse.
I'll just get out of the cab. I'll get out and I won't pay for
really?
it. And then
it just gets deleted. Debited.
No. That's only in an Uber.
Oh, you're talking about a cab.
Yellow cab. If they make a wrong turn.
Jump a taxi.
I've
jumped taxis when I was a kid.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I used to never pay for taxis when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was younger, we go to nightclubs when we were kids. And I remember one time, me and Pete Aspie, a good mate of mine, shout out Pete, we went to The Zone, which was a nightclub in Preston, and this like rave place. And we went there, and we came out. And I got my dad to drop us off, and we had just enough money to get in. We were only kids, and all our mates were older, you know what I mean? And I said, yeah, don't say we've got to ride home, otherwise they're going to think we're dickheads. And they'll see that we haven't got to ride home, and then they'll say, oh, jump in the car and give us a lift. And then when we were outside, back in those days, everyone would come out the clubs, and they'd open the trunk of the cars, the boot of the car, and they'd play the music, and people would carry on dancing in the car park and shit. There'd be like another party in the car park. Sounds terrible now. Back then, it was kind of cool, especially when you're 16. But and then they all wrapped up. They said, yeah, we're going home. You guys good? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And they're going, everyone's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And everyone asked them, said, yeah, we're good. Someone's coming to get us. All right, sweet. They all fucked off. Me and Pete asked me down Preston, which is like 30 miles away from where we're from.
Yeah.
And he's like, why did you keep saying that we were good? I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to seem cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, fuck. So we get a taxi. Well, we had, it was a long story. We had to go various places to get one to agree to take us with no money. And then we get in and we're keeping him talking the whole time. God bless this guy. He was a lovely old man.
This poor guy.
I know. He's doing his job. But like my buddy worked at the slaughterhouse at the time and he's charming and said, oh, yeah, I can get you some cheap meats and all this type of stuff. And then we stopped at this corner and he goes, yeah, all right, this is good. And we started getting out and we just went, toom, and we both ran different ways.
No.
Right? And he went that way down like a back alley. And I ran onto the castle field, right, which is a big, wide open space. And the fucking guy chases me in his car and he's trying to run me over. So I'm zigzagging.
He's trying to kill you.
He's trying to kill me, much like our poor friend in Brazil. I can really, you know. So I'm zigzagging, do you know what I mean, trying to get away. Anyway, I get up the castle and I hide. And I get to this nice little vantage spot. And I can see this fucking crazy guy driving around the castle grounds with he did not give up for about an hour. If you see this, my apologies. I was a kid and we were stranded. We had no money.
What was there was the movie Sleepers? Remember that movie?
I don't think I saw it.
Great movie. Brad Pitt. But the kids, they steal the guy's hot dog cart, like a hot dog guy's cart. Remember this?
Oh, yeah. And then someone dies, right? And he goes
he
down.
holds it at the top of the stairs.
And he can't hold it.
Yeah.
And he falls down and kills the guy at the bottom.
And all the kids end up having to go to a juvenile detention
I love that
center.
movie.
It's a
I haven't
great
seen
fucking
that.
movie.
What's it called? Sleepers?
Sleepers, yeah.
I'm going to watch that again. I always liked that when I was younger.
Yeah, great movie. But that's reminded me of it, where it's like that could have just gone so awry. Like, you don't realize, like, you know, now this guy's chasing you through the street. It's like all it takes is him to, like, you know, some other kid runs out in front of the car.
For sure.
Like,
tries to do a hard turn, slips in some oil or something.
You don't even
runs into another car and like kills some innocent family.
It's so scary. Like these things are so like just a mistake away from happening. And as a kid, you don't think about any of that shit as a kid.
You zig when you should have zagged. You bobbed when you should have weaved.
But I'm not doing that as an adult. What I'm saying is, if a cab driver makes a wrong turn and now I'm being taken out of my way,
he's getting fucking abused all day long. Fuck that guy.
Sometimes I'll literally just stop and then get out and say fuck you. And I was like, you're gonna pay. I was like, no, you can suck my dick. I'm getting another cab and I'm going from here. And then you get a half price cab.
Hey, 1 star. 1 star. That's what you get. That's what you get, buddy. You gay Medusa asshole. You
gay Medusa.
Fucking giving me that look again. He's like, let's pause the podcast. Let's break.
Let's pause it because I want to stop this video and make sure that we have this saved.
All right, well, let's take a moment to hear from one of our sponsors. All right, guys, thanks for listening to the show. If you find yourself out and about tonight, tomorrow, anytime, driving in a car, and you come up to a train track, just be aware that there's probably a good chance that a train will be coming down those tracks. That's why the tracks are there. And guess what? Trains can't stop. You can. Now, fortunately, the number of collisions involving a train at a railway crossing is down 83% since the 1970s. Here's the bad news. There's still over 2,000 incidents a year, which, if you think about that, is just absolutely insane. So, guys, be vigilant. Open your eyes. Stop. Because trains can't. Okay, so
let's talk about these suspensions. This is kind of interesting because I don't really give a shit when somebody's suspended, especially when it's not like huge names for steroids. It happens so often that it's not really news on this show. But I think the way this is the first time they did this, where they were withholding the names of the people that were accused of using performance-enhancing drugs, and until they went through their process, and then after they went through the process, and then they released the names, and this was the first wave of names that have been released, I guess, with this new system of doing it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, of course, mud sticks. It's just like, unfortunately, if someone's going to go and press charges against a guy for sexual abuse, or maybe a girl against a guy, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Once that name gets out there to the public, it's like, even if a guy is exonerated of all charges, it still looks bad, you know what I mean?
Of course.
There's, it's a real tough stigma. And for a professional athlete, of course, a stigma of being a cheat, basically using steroids, taking performance-enhancing drugs, that's hard to shift as well. And then sometimes, I'll be honest, I haven't accepted it. Classic case, and make up your own mind on this, Yoel Romero. and then he claimed a tainted supplement, and he was exonerated. In my mind, I still have it that he tested positive but was able to bullshit his way out of it. Now, that shouldn't be the case, because USADA are clever people. They know what they're doing. So realistically, I shouldn't do that, but I do still have that opinion.
And that's actually a great point. Yoel's the great case there, because if he was a part of this new system,
it wouldn't have came out.
It wouldn't have been, he would have never been called to cheat. It would have been a different process. And whether you agree with it or not, or if you think he's lying or not, it is a more fair way to do things.
What 100%, you know, I mean, and that's why I brought that up. So I do like what USADA are doing here, because as I say, mud sticks, and certainly this is a bad one in professional sports, combat sports. I mean, if you look at TJ Dillashaw, there's a guy that didn't do that because he knew he had no way out of it. EPO, there's only one way of ingesting that, and that's through a needle. Sean O'Malley, he was kind of an interesting case with this. He got busted, and a few people got busted for the same thing, I think.
I think it was all four of these guys, Nico Montano, Marvin Vittori, and Augusto Mendez, all sentenced to 6 months for Osterine,
I think.
I don't know what that
Marvin Vittori, the Italian stallion. He was talking shit to me recently on Twitter.
Well, it wasn't him. It was the junk, dude. It was getting in his head.
Listen.
It was all the junk. It's not him. That wasn't the same Marvin. It's a different guy.
Yeah, it was roid rage. He didn't know what he was doing. He was out of his mind. He was compelled to take to Twitter.
It's a different guy.
To vent his rage.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley, he was a unique case because I guess, and this is an interesting one. And sorry, Sean, I'm not trying to make you look bad here. I'm really not. I'm just being silly. If you're busted and you know eventually it's going to come out, it might be better to come forward and say, hey, I know that I'm innocent, so I'm telling you all. I'm waiving the right of anonymity to tell you that this is bullshit, you know, and that's what Sean did. That's what Sean did there. And so what? They've accepted a 6-month suspension.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing. 6 months.
And 3 of the 4 of them are already eligible to fight again. So this is the weird side. So
I don't like this.
That's where you don't like it, right?
I don't like this.
So it's almost like because of this, even though they were guilty, it sort of went away, and the suspension doesn't even seem like it's real because it's retroactive.
Well, there was somebody else that just got off with 4 months. I forget who it is. I was reading it the other day, but somebody they accepted. I think it was a tainted supplement, and they got 4 months. And I'm just like, 4 months? What the hell? You got it there? No Sean O'Malley, no Mendez, Vittori. Anyway, who cares? I'm definitely right, and yeah, I definitely read it. I forget who it was. But my point is, like, 4 months, you very rarely fight before another 4 months anyway. It's absolutely ridiculous. That is no, deterrent whatsoever. But still, listen, O'Malley's a star in the making. Nico Montano, she won the Ultimate Fighter. 6 months, they're young in their careers. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson and come back. You know what I mean?
What is, I'm trying to say,
I have no idea what Osterine is or what it does.
Yeah, I mean, because 6 months is so little that I'm like, is it less of a...
Well, it would appear to be without Googling it, which you are right now, because I think, look at TJ Dillashaw there, EPO. There's no question of it that it's performance enhancing. 2 years. So have they pled guilty or owned up or admitted it?
I don't know if it even says that. I mean, they went through their process and they were found, guilty, whether they admitted it or not.
They were tried and tested and judged. So sentenced 6 months. So yeah, it can't be too strong if they're only getting 6 months, because again, that's bullshit. It should be 2 years at minimum or longer.
Therapeutic aid to prevent muscle wasting caused due to cancer. Yeah. All right. So I don't really understand what the differences are and why somebody gets a 2-year suspension or a 3-year suspension versus a 6-month suspension. I mean, if they're using performance enhancement drugs, I guess are there... Oh, sorry. Yeah, are there levels on them being that much worse? Because TJ Dillashaw was suspended for 3 years.
2 years.
2 years.
But yeah, just like anything, I guess there's levels to this, And I guess with this, maybe they could claim a tainted supplement or whatever. With TJ, he was guilty, simple as that. He was hung, drawn and quartered. There was no defense. He just had to admit it. And something serious like that, which clearly shows, cheating at a high level, they have to try and show and teach a lesson and make an example of him and say, listen, we ain't tolerating this bullshit.
Yeah.
You do that stuff, you get 2 years. So, anyway, I feel like we're always talking about steroids. That's why I was looking at your notes. Let's
UFC Sunrise this weekend is
UFC
really
Sunrise. There you go.
You're going.
I'll be there.
Fort Lauderdale?
Sunrise. Sunrise is the name of the place. We fly into Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
This is an interesting one for me.
Why?
Because
you were told not to go to Florida.
it's close to Miami, right? I was told under no certain terms, never to show up in Miami. I was threatened by a lot of people via social media. But when Yoel Romero fought Robert Whittaker, and I very jokingly ripped up a paper flag of how close
really
is it? How close?
45-minute drive, baby boy.
Come see me, Holmes. Come see
I
me,
wouldn't
motherfucker.
go.
I'm joking.
You need to fucking...
I might never come back. No, so when Yoel fought Whittaker, and God bless Yoel Romero, he made a face at me and Jesse. We were talking a bit of shit, and I don't know how there was a little paper Cuban flag there. And I'm like, this is fate, it's destiny. So I picked it up, I ripped it and fucked about. I'm having a laugh. Turns out they're some of the most patriotic people in the world.
You're starting a world war. It wasn't...
And Dana said to me, he said, Mike, never go to Miami. He said, you'll get stabbed to death. So anyway, this weekend I'm going to Miami. And coincidentally, Yoel Romero was supposed to be the main event.
Yeah.
Against Bohachinha. Paulo Costa, but then there was some like weird thing. Romero had to come off the card. Then he said that Bohachinha was on steroids. Turns out he wasn't on steroids. This whole thing. Anyway, lo and behold, the long story is we have a completely new main event.
Yeah.
Ronaldo Jacare Souza taking on Jack Hermansson. Actually, this is a really good fight. I'm looking forward to this. And believe it or not, when I first heard about this, I'm like, oh, that's an easy win for Jacare. He's looked fantastic lately. His last fight against Chris Weidman, Jacare looked outstanding. And it was all a striking affair. Knocked Weidman out in the third round. He had improved head movement. He added some nice body shots to his repertoire. He looked really, really good. And, of course, on the ground, we all know. So I said, this is an easy fight. Very, very easy fight for Jacare. But then I looked up Hermansson, because I'm one of the best analysts in the world, Luis. I don't know if you know.
Do your research.
I got to do my research, baby boy.
You wouldn't walk in blind, I get it.
Never in a million years. Why you got to say blind?
That was not a shot. It seemed like it.
You're taking shots.
It was, you
know
what?
All right, I'll let it slide.
I looked into those eyes and I couldn't.
Whoa, Medusa, steady on, bro. I looked him up, and there's a few losses on there, but he's really good, and he's big, and he's strong, and he's got really good grappling.
Thiago Santos looks like he's about to get a title shot, right?
Thiago Santos is getting a title shot.
Is that official?
About? Yeah, he's fighting John Jones.
I'm retarded. Okay, yeah, he is getting a title shot.
It's got nothing to do with it. It's official.
Never mind.
It's got nothing to do with this conversation.
Well, no, it does because he has a loss to Santos, so it's not like he's losing to slouches.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, pardon me. He has a loss to Santos. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that does relate. You are correct, but Hermansson, he's got really, really good grappling. Comes from a good team. He's got a lot of experience. And predominantly when he fights, he does look to take people down and use his jiu-jitsu and look for the submission. And he's got fantastic jiu-jitsu. Is it as good as Jacare's? Definitely not. Is it good enough to probably be able to not get submitted? Then yes. Because the thing is, and you'll know this throughout your many, many years of training, the grind that you've put in.
It's not really a grind. I'm undefeated. I haven't really dealt with much adversity yet. But for others, it's a grind. I get it.
And here's the thing, and it looks like I'm trying to take a stab at Brendan Sharp here, and I'm really fucking not. But I can give an example of what I mean, and you'll understand what I say in a minute. If two people are engaging in jiu-jitsu, if you're playing that jiu-jitsu game, you're looking for submissions, you're trying to pass guard, all the rest of it, opportunities create. Open themselves up. Submissions appear because you're engaging in a jiu-jitsu match. If one guy, and I'm assuming that guy would be Hermansson, if Hermansson was taken down, or if I was taken down if I was fighting Jacare, the game plan's simple, right? Close it down, play defense only, get back to my feet, and go back to the striking. Unless your opponent's tired, you know what I mean? And then you think, okay, I fancy my chances here, actually. I'm going to slam him with some elbows. But if you're the jiu-jitsu guy, Jacare, and you're fighting a guy that isn't playing the game, it's really fucking hard. It's really hard to find that submission unless they're almost knocked out.
Right.
And as I said, I looked like I was trying to talk shit about Shaw, but he had a grappling match once, against, I forget who it was, and he did really well. I forget the guy's name, one of the best in the world, and he did really well. It went to a decision, but the guy afterwards at the press conference was like, you ran away the whole time, you defended, and Sharp was like, and rightly so, there was no rules against it, he wasn't breaking any rules. He's like, listen, I was defending, I was doing my thing, I was playing my game, trying to wear you down, and the guy was like, you didn't engage. How the fuck am I supposed to try and submit you when you're not engaging?
Right.
And that's what I'm saying here with this fight. If Hermansson does that, he'll probably negate Jacare's ground game. But that was a really long way of saying it.
Yeah, it really was. And to be honest with you, the shot at Sharp was almost unnecessary. I feel like
it wasn't taking a shot. It perfectly illustrated my point.
we're trashing people in the way they dress and how much money they spend on clothes. I understand, I understand the alluding subtext here. I know what's going on here.
You're trying to start shit.
I got no problem with Brendan Schaub.
Oh, you are a fucking piece of shit. Apologize to the fighter and the kid right now.
Whoa.
Apologize to them right now.
I'll apologize to the fighter, but not the kid. I'm sorry. Brendan Schaub, I'm sorry.
Kid. Fucking Brian Callen's hilarious.
See, we got no problem with Callen. See, we have no reason to apologize then.
Why are you being a dick?
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, you're anyway.
You took a long shot at Brendan Schaub.
I didn't take a long shot. I said.
You said I'm not taking a shot at him, and then you took.
No, I didn't.
7 minutes.
I said how there was that accusation from, I forget who his opponent was now, and he was saying you weren't engaging, and the point that I was making was that it's hard to submit somebody when they're doing that. So anyway, yeah, now you're looking for the name so you can delve further into this.
I'm not delving further into anything.
Yeah.
Metamorphs 2.
Metamorphs 2, yeah, who was it? Was it Cyborg? Yeah, that was it. I forget his proper name. Anyway.
All right, Mike, really quick, we should talk about BetDSI before we get into these fights. Obviously, they've been with the show for a long time. We love BetDSI. If you like to gamble, best place to go, betdsi.com. Been in business for 20 years. Everybody trusts them. Everybody knows the name BetDSI if you like gambling online. So this is the one place you could really trust your money going to. And they have great customer service, which is the best part. You can get people on the phone 24 hours a day, which if you're spending your money anywhere, that's always a great thing to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've been in business for 20 years alone says so much about the company, especially in this modern day and age when everything's so easy on computer, online, and all the rest of it, and everyone's trying to get into the gambling space. They've been in business for 20 years. Why is that? Because they've got a very, very good reputation. They're easy to use, a fast mobile to use interface. The website's easy, and they've got a fast history of paying out on winnings.
Oh, yeah.
We say all the time, if you have money on a sporting event or whatever it is, it's way more fun. So go to BetDSI. Use the promo code BYM120 or 160?
120. BYM 120.
BYM 120, and whatever you put down, they will give you a 60% bonus match. Of course, Jacare, Hermansson this weekend. Make a pick. Luis says Jacare. I say Hermansson for all the wrong reasons. But Hermansson will be a massive, massive underdog. So if you go on there and you put $100 on Hermansson, I know that's a big bet, but I'm just saying it for the ease of math. If you put $10 on Hermansson, that will turn into $16 if you use the promo code BYM120.
Anything up to $1,000, they're going to match at 60%, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, which would make it $1,600. And if Hermansson's a massive underdog, listen, as we all know, it's better to watch a sporting event with money on it. So do just that. Go to betdsi.com. and use a promo code BYM120. It lets them know that we sent you, and you will win some money if you listen to one of us.
All right. Where were we?
Co-main event. He's trying to start shit still. Co-main event, and this is a bit controversial to some people. Greg Hardy.
Yes. Well, he was disqualified from his last fight for kneeing a downed opponent. So I guess the theory or the question is...
And what was the controversy surrounding him when he was signed to the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, then he was also accused of beating the shit out of his... Not only beating the shit out of his ex, but throwing her in a pile of guns, which, you know, we've discussed many times on the show, is pretty funny in itself.
Yeah, no, I'm going to beat you up real bad. I'm going to throw you on a pile of loaded guns.
That's just... It's pretty hardcore. It makes a statement.
Yeah, it's like, this is how tough I am.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Go on, go for it.
So
you feeling brave?
So already it's like, are you going to give this guy a job? You know, MMA fighters have a reputation of being fucking, you know, brute, tough guys. You know, I think the UFC always tries to go after guys who have somewhat of a clean reputation for the most part. I mean, to be honest, they do, because there's like 500 fighters at least on the roster, right?
Yeah.
And there's not many that have like shitty things in their pasts like this. You know, you don't hear you hear it once in a while, but the vast majority, for the most part, are clean cut guys who went to college, wrestled. You know, it's not.
I don't know about that necessarily. That's the image that is put forward. But a lot of guys,
there's some skeletons.
Yeah, well, we're fighters. There might be nothing too major, but once you're with the UFC, you are held to a certain code of conduct. In fact, contractually, there is a code of conduct, and if you're bringing the company into, what's the word I'm looking for, disrepute, you will be held accountable for that. And of course, if you're out there committing crimes and things like that, you'll not only be dealt with criminally, but the UFC
they can let you go, and they
of course, all types of stuff. You're breaking contract. Of course, if you're a massive megastar, and then
never
you might get away with a little bit more.
It's like one of those beautiful little things. Like I remember at XM, in my contract, it says I couldn't smoke weed. They could have tested me for weed at any given time. But that wasn't like, nobody really cared. I remember when I was in LA for Sirius XM on 420 one year, like everybody was wearing t-shirts. You could smell it in the offices. But that's just a little line they have in there where if they do want to get rid of you, they have their ways. There's all these little things in the contracts where they can figure out a way to fucking give you the boot.
But legitimately, they do hold fighters
of course.
To a certain
John
level
Jones
of
gets arrested, Conor gets arrested. They're not getting rid of them.
They're okay. Don't put words in my mouth. But yeah. So anyway, so here's Greg Hardy, as we all know. Well, apparently wasn't that big of a star, but still he has a following through football. People know who he is. UFC signed him, created a little bit of controversy. To be fair, he looked like a good prospect. He had 2 good stoppages on the Contender Series, I think. Certainly one on the Contender Series. I think he came back for a second. Or he had another fight somewhere, I forget. Anyway, looked athletic, powerful, aggressive. And to be honest, if I'm the UFC, I'd sign him as well. At the end of the day, he might have done something there. And I'm not defending him. But he wasn't found guilty, I think. Now, of course, there was controversy surrounding that. Apparently, he did something. I don't know the fucking ins and outs.
I guess they said that he harassed her or something like that.
I don't know the ins and outs.
It's all alleged.
All I know, it's all alleged. All I know is that human beings often make mistakes, and unless you're a real piece of shit, then you should be allowed a shot of redemption. So he got a chance at a second career in the UFC. I met him in Brooklyn. He seemed like a really nice guy. Of course, it was a quick interaction, so you can't really judge somebody on that. But what I saw was positive. Then he had the fight, and he was starting to gas a little bit, but he was dominating the fight, and then his opponent was down. As he was getting up, he kneed him in the head. Right, he got disqualified. He lost his win bonus. He lost his undefeated record. He was booed out of the arena. It was bad. I'm telling you, I was there. It was fucking crazy, the amount of hate he was getting. But he's back. And I'll be honest, I'm glad to see it.
He was exciting. He had that. He's a weird character, dude. He had that. He's trying to play a bad guy. The way he comes to the ring, it was kind of scary.
Psychotic.
He looks crazy as shit, but I like it. I like characters. Not everybody's got to be a good guy. There should be bad guys in the sport as well. It's good. It's
I
good
don't
for the
want to
sport.
watch a good guy.
No,
I don't want to watch a good guy as a fan.
Yeah,
I want to watch a badass.
Right, or even if you want to watch a good guy, you want to watch somebody that has a fucking. They have their villain.
I'll be honest. I was happy to see Sage Northcutt go to ONE FC.
Yeah.
Because I was just done with the fucking nice
Sick
guy
of his
bullshit.
horseshit,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. No, sir. Oh, my God. So, golly good.
He's playing Guile in the new Street Fighter movie.
Oh, I know. And he's perfect. He is Guile. And no
Yeah.
offense. I'm sure he's a very, very nice guy. But that's not what I want to see when I'm watching the UFC. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Yeah, I like respect after a fight and all the rest of it. But I still like a little bit of realness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to watch a choir boy.
So yeah, he is. It's a little strange to me that the UFC is putting him in the co-main event. They want to push him. There's no doubt here. It's weird to me because it's not like a celebrity. I don't understand. They just seem to sometimes pick.
He was the co-main event last time, and that was the first fight on ESPN. Obviously, ESPN is the biggest sporting outlet, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The worldwide leader in sports, I believe. So there you go. Now, a lot of people that are coming over from ESPN to UFC, because it's a new channel, there's going to be a lot of new fans. So sticking a name that they may have heard either through the football or through the footballing controversy. These sports shows, Greg Hardy this week was found guilty of whatever. Do you know what I mean? They know the name.
Yeah.
So sports fans are watching ESPN, they see the commercial, it says Greg Hardy, and they think, oh shit, I'm going to watch this weekend.
I agree that that's sort of the thought process. I just don't know that it's that sound. I mean, he's got 21,000 Twitter followers. He's not a star.
No, I know.
By any means. So I almost feel like what's the real upside there? It's not like I can see if he had like a 250,000 followers and he was this massive star that got kicked out of the NFL after being a star. Well, it's at least something. I know. You got 750,000.
I've got like 2 million, you know.
On Twitter? No, you don't.
No, combined.
Oh, all right, combined.
Yeah, combined. Instagram, Facebook, that MySpace,
YouTube,
Tumblr,
Blockbuster
YouTube.
video
Yeah,
account,
exactly. Yeah, you know, you piece them all together. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
Kim, we're recording a podcast, babe. Just come back to the place.
Yeah.
Had to hang up.
Do not interrupt, Kim.
Oof, it's over.
Jeez Louise.
They are making a decision. They're deciding that they want to put him into this position for whatever reason it is. And it's strange sometimes they just decide that that's going to be the guy. Oh, there she is.
Oh, yeah, she totally
Good
ignored
timing.
your
She
message.
She
What's up,
called
Kim?
first. Hi, Kim. We
How
had a
are
video
you?
podcast, babe.
We are making a video podcast, and you're messing, all kinds of messing with our lights and disruption. But
Yeah.
no, they're trying to push him. They want him to become a big star. They see the potential. He's got the athletic power. He's got the nastiness. He's got that mean streak that fighters need to be successful. He's a big, powerful mother effer that has the potential to be a star. And he's also got a head start because he is not a known name. Now, he might not have a lot of Twitter followers, might not have a lot of Instagram. Who knows? Maybe he's not that guy that's into social media. If you don't interact, you don't try and build that stuff, it won't.
And he's not, by the way, because look, he tweeted today, 3 and 4 hours ago, and then his last tweet before that was February 3rd.
There you go. Probably couldn't show his face again after February 3rd because he was getting a lot of abuse for kneeing a downed opponent after being classed as a woman beater.
Yeah.
So he probably thought, I'll let it low. But still, if you're not active on social media, you're not going to build a following.
Good point.
So maybe he's not that guy. But that doesn't mean that he's not well known. Now, to your point, a lot of people did say he's not that big of a star. And I don't know enough about football to say yes or no to that. But it certainly seems to me that people know who he is.
Well, yeah, but I think, and we can move on from, because I don't want to go back and forth, but I think a big part of the reasons why people know who he is because the UFC has been pushing him and kind of he's just a name that comes up over and over again.
But
the UFC is a marketing machine.
Yeah, for sure. That's why they're trying to build stars. I mean, on this fight card Saturday night, if you look down it, you've got Andre Arlovski on one of the very, very early
That's
prelims.
crazy.
I know, and then you got Greg Hardy in the co-main event. Arlovski, he even
former
said
UFC heavyweight champion.
Oh, he's a
That's
legend.
disrespectful to Arlovski.
Arlovski should be a Hall of Famer. When it's all said and done, when he retires, he should be in the Hall of Fame for sure. He was flying the flag for Russia or Belarus way back in the day, and still involved in exciting fights to this day. But even though I think he's a fan favorite, people like to watch him, they want to give that spot to someone like Greg Hardy because they're trying to build him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arlovski, I think he said himself, only got a couple more fights left. He's almost done. Hardy is young, no injuries, no miles on the clock, undefeated apart from a disqualification. That's someone they could invest in. You see what I'm saying?
Wow, dude. Fucking 27-17-0 under Arlovski. Not even on the main card. Fighting Augusto Sakai, who I don't even know who he is, but 12-1-1. Look at those titties. Wowza.
I've been doing a lot of bench.
No, not you. Him.
Oh shit, my bad.
Look at this. Maybe he's in better shape now, but that is. I'm a fat piece of shit. I'm in better shape than him right now. I look better with my shirt off than this guy looks. That's crazy. His shirt off picture.
Yeah, but still, you can't judge a book by its cover. That doesn't mean he's not in shape. That doesn't mean he's not athletic. That doesn't mean he hits very, very hard. Classic example, all day, every day, Fedor Emelianenko. That guy could go all day.
Yeah, but he was solid. Look.
Just take what I'm saying as gospel. That's all I need you to do. Is that too much to ask? On the world of stand-up comedy, I will agree with you. When it comes to this, I got you.
I'm just saying, Fedor, he was like he should have been a light heavyweight, but it wasn't like he was carrying around a lot of fat. I don't know he was a big fucking burly Russian.
Yeah. He had a little bit of
He's
extra.
solid, though. This guy's flabby. Look at him.
He looks pretty solid.
No. Look at this guy.
Dude, he's not that bad. I've seen worse.
In the UFC, not many times.
Roy Nelson?
No, I think this is worse than Roy Nelson because at least Roy Nelson had a big fucking solid belly. This is like he's melting.
Well, What's his record?
12-1-1.
Well, he's doing something right, buddy.
Yeah. Or you know who you fought? Josh Haynes.
Yes.
He was a former fat guy. That's what it was. He was like way overweight, and that's how he got into training.
Are you trying to diss my Ultimate Fighter win where I
just
got
saying, he
given
was
a
a fat
Breitling
guy.
from Dana White? Are you trying to take away? I gave up 3 months of my life to go live in another country for that fight, Lewis, to get to that spot, to set my career. And you're trying to fucking take me down.
You had a Range Rover for that fight.
Hey, no, he did. Josh Haynes had a terrible body, but he was really fat, and then he lost the weight. So he had a ton of stretched skin.
Yeah.
It's gross. When we were fighting, like, your hand would disappear. Suck it back out. It was gross. I was like, Josh, come on, man. Do something about it. What are you doing? You fucking gross, man.
Well,
Put your shirt back on at
this
least.
guy, I think, has a similar thing. This guy, I think, was probably really fat at one point and just became a really good fighter in the process.
Well, we should be commending him for this and rewarding him and saying, what a great guy. I mean, look at this. Once upon a time, this was a gargantuan, disgusting human being. Now he's lost some weight. He's willing to walk around with his shirt off. Not advisable, but he'll still do it. And he's fighting, and he turned himself into a professional athlete.
At least
and all you want to do is shit on him, Lewis.
I wore a fucking rash guard. I had respect for the audience.
That was bad,
fucking...
man. If you ever fight again, never wear a rash guard.
It was
Can't
great.
do that.
Why couldn't I do it? It was great.
It's some B-level stuff right there.
It was a D-level fight card.
No, it was.
It was the only
but
MMA
still,
fight between two comedians on a fight card full of people roller skating and boxing.
If you conceive it, and you believe
Oh
it.
shit! Oh, the baby's awake. The baby's
You
awake.
can achieve it. Okay.
I feel bad because we shouldn't be fat shaming his body.
No, we're not fat shaming. It's you. I'm sticking up for him. He's 12-1-1, and no doubt a real test for Arlovski, because Arlovski, as I said, still involved in a lot of exciting fights, but he's been knocked out a few times as well. What else is on the card? What's his name? Mike. Oh my God, why's my mind gone blank? Mike Perry. Mike Platinum Perry. He's always exciting to watch, and he's fighting Alex Oliveira.
That'll be a good one.
It's a good fight, that really good fight. Mike Perry always brings it. Of course, lost to Donald Cerrone's his last fight. Lost by armbar. Cerrone's slick, and that's not Mike Perry's game. You know what I mean? He's not a black belt. He's not a grappler type guy, really. He comes in there, wants to put a show on for everybody, swing the hands, and try and knock them out. Cerrone's slick. He's been around a long, long time. He can get the job done wherever the fight goes. He got caught in an armbar. Doesn't mean he can't still bring a lot of excitement. And in fact, he just signed a new 4-fight deal on social media yesterday. He was saying,
he's another guy who has like a lot of marketability. Just fucking, he's got face tattoos, and he's just fucking plays the whole part of being an MMA fighter.
Oh yeah,
he's like comes off like a badass guy. I like him. He's an exciting guy. I think we talked to him one time about maybe getting him on the show.
Yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. He's wild. I like him. And Alex Oliveira, he's been around a long, long time as well. So that's a real tough fight for both of those guys. 19-6. Oliveira, good all round. Good all round. That'll be a good fight.
If you just squint, doesn't it look like Cowboy Cerrone? Like they didn't have the picture of him on the UFC website.
It looks like Jacare with a hat on.
So that's great. I mean, look.
So yeah, all right. Well, listen. I'll say. If you want to go to Bet DSI, boom. But
what are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the winner. I'm gonna give you an outlandish prediction. I say that Jack Hermansson's going to beat Jacare. I've just got a feeling. I really do. I'm not saying that Jacare looked outstanding in his last fight against Chris Weidman. Looked really good. But I'm going to say that he beats Jacare. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know him that well. I'd have to go watch his fights again. But is his striking really good?
It's not.
Jacare's got good striking.
I know. I don't know why I'm saying this.
Yeah, I think Jacare's got better jiu-jitsu, better striking. I don't.
He has got better striking. He has got better jiu-jitsu. More experience. Fought better competition.
Top of the food chain.
You know what I mean. Former Strikeforce champion, one of the best grapplers the world's ever seen. Yet to get that long elusive title shot, but my God, he's come close several times. And a hell of a Brazilian.
To be honest with you, it's probably his time.
If you put all that stuff together, I still got Jack Hermansson. Whoever the fuck he is, okay? I think he's from Norway or Sweden. If you look at his record, he's lost to a very select few of suspect people.
Yeah.
But still, I just like the way he looks. I feel like this is his time.
There's something.
Lewis.
You're not.
Hey,
You're
listen.
not pulling anything out of your ass right now.
I'm in tune, right? I look at it, I see it, I don't know what it is. I can't sense it, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, it's like a sixth sense. I'm like, he's going to win.
This is it.
He's going to do it.
All right. You heard it here
Hermansson
first.
all day.
You heard it here first. I disagree. I think Jacare, for all the reasons
And
you
what are you
named,
basing that on? Facts?
everything you just said.
Figures? Stats? What are you, mental? Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to disagree. This would be a good one, guys. Maybe go with Michael Bisping. He probably knows better than me. I'm never right, so he's probably going to... Jack Hermansson's probably going to win this fight because I picked Jacare, but that should be a fun one. We should get some questions in before we wrap this one. I want to say really quick, if you guys love the show, do me a favor. Right now, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star ranking, a positive review. Tell your friends about the show. Go turn it on for a buddy who loves MMA. I think they'll get a kick out of the show. It's a very funny show, usually.
I feel like this has been
it's been a great one.
I've enjoyed myself.
It's a great one. In person, it's always good.
I've enjoyed myself. But yeah, please do that. Tell all your friends. Go to YouTube. Follow the Instagram page, Believe You Me Podcast. We have a website. What's the website now, Lewis?
Officialbympod.com is the website. Go to the website now. You can just go there and grab, whether you're on iTunes, Google, wherever. The latest episodes will always be there. The video episodes will be there. But subscribe on our YouTube channel. Make sure you do that as well.
But more importantly, you can buy merchandise.
Fuck yeah.
From
brand
the
new
website.
Mugs, brand new hoodies and t-shirts
Call
available.
yourself a believer.
Merchpump.com.
Are you really a believer?
And
do you have a shirt?
The Blame Harrington mug is on the way. I'm really going to make a Blame Harrington
that was
mug.
my idea.
It is. It's all his idea.
But it was
Everything's
F
his
Harrington.
idea.
It's all me. It's all me.
Fuck, you want to do Fuck Harrington?
These lights. We got lights here. That was me.
He's been in LA in a box for 7 months. 7 months.
Look how light and
We've been trying to drop him
high
off at his house. He won't answer. Well, I'll text him like, dude, how you doing, Mike? He's like, very fine. How are you, Lewis? Then I'm like, can we drop off the lights today? Nothing. Nothing back. And I know he reads the text. I know he reads it. He just want to answer. It's selective things. He'll just answer ones that he wants to answer. Anything about work, for some reason, you just get turned off to it.
certain things aren't for the show, Lewis, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Just know the boundaries, please. But
Also-
seriously, go ahead.
Also, if you love the show, every episode we've ever done is available on demand and in pre-release at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the promo code BYM. You get a 14-day free trial, ad-free episodes as well, uncensored episodes, all the stuff you can't get on YouTube or on iTunes, you're going to get at Gas Digital Network. Use that promo code BYM.
More importantly, tell your friends. Tell
your
everybody
friends.
about
That's
the
the most
show.
important
But, okay, let's do some questions. What have we got?
And if you want to join the conversation, you could shoot us an email at bympod@gmail.com. bympod@gmail.com. And, we'll answer your best questions.
So
they sent me a bunch of questions. I wish he would have fucking just this problem with Harrington. He could have just read all the questions and said, I'm going to pick the best 3 ones and send them. But instead he forwards me 7 questions, so in real time I have to screen them.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to say, you're blaming Harrington, but seriously, you should have had this done, if I'm honest. I'm just saying. Now, just randomly go to one question, read it out. I see you've clicked on the button, you've opened the email, you're digesting it, your eyes are going from left to right.
I'm reading it.
Read it, unless it says something I don't want read out. Because these are from Crazies.
No, this is great. This is from Dan, and he says, first time, long time, Mike and Lewis. Just wanted to get Mike's thoughts on Prodigy's Keith Flint committing suicide. Were you a fan, Mike? Remember one of their first albums? Or I'm sorry, remember one of their albums being the first compact disc I ever owned in 1997.
Yeah, well, the album he's talking about in 1997, that would be Fat of the Land. Now, I did think you were talking about their earlier album, which came out in 1990 or 91, which was Music for the Jilted Generation. Does that answer your fan that I'm a fan? And I was absolutely devastated when Keith Flint passed away. Incredible music, hell of a showman. Just shows that, depression, man, it is such a real thing. And, if you're feeling anything like that, go talk to somebody. But, yeah, and of course... I came out to a few of my fights, my early days, to Prodigy. Smack My Bitch Up was an obvious choice.
Of course.
To just let them know while they're standing
just in life. Just what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's how I live my life. It's my mantra. I have it on my fridge. Smack my bitch up. Get my picture. Smack my bitcher. And then also Breathe came out to that one as well. But that first album that they did, Music for the Jilted Generation, so many good songs on there. So many good songs. Out of Space, No Good. I mean, the list does really go on. I was a big dance music fan, and Prodigy, incredible. So, yeah, thanks for the question. I appreciate that.
Next one is from Stuart. He says, hi, lads. Stuart from Shetland here. Firstly, I have to say shame on Bisping for not offering Luis a Stella when your wife brought them in on the last show.
He had 3 Stellas. I didn't have one. He helped himself to them. In fact, you could say that he stole 3 bottles of beer from my house. So instantly, Mr. I live in the Shetlands, and you don't know what you're talking about because you're a little bit out the way. He's up there, and Mr. I don't know what they do in the Shetlands for entertainment, but they obviously don't watch this show because you got it wrong. Joking. Cheers. Question.
Well, you remember when he said, anytime I go to his house, just help yourself, make yourself at home? That's what he said. Remember, that's his whole theory on life. But then you do it, then you get shamed on the next podcast.
You didn't get shamed.
I'm just saying. You call me a thief. You call me a dirty spick.
Very racist. I'm going to Miami this weekend. Please, can we not use that kind of terminology on this show? I'm going to get stabbed up with a quesadilla. Why?
What are you saying? Are you saying that spicks carry razor blades? Or
I don't know what they're saying.
Quesadillas? What are you talking
about? You have to
about?
be a very crusty quesadilla, though, to stab you. Go on.
Let's see. Question 1. Do you think we will ever see the UFC doing mixed shows of martial arts similar to ONE FC? What does that mean, mixed shows of martial arts?
Mixed shows, I think maybe he means MMA and boxing on the same night. No, I don't. I'm not going to waste too much time talking about that. That would just dilute the sport, dilute the product.
Bad marketing.
No. Listen, that's fun. If you're just trying to do whatever you can, and I'm not talking about ONE FC, you see, and Bellator have done it as well. A lot of fight shows do that. They'll sprinkle in a little kickboxing along the way. I did some what they called cage kickboxing in England back in the day. It's the same thing. Just break it up, for the fans, for the people that aren't that initiated to the grappling, that don't really know. Throw on a couple of fights that are just straight kickboxing for the crowd's entertainment and all the rest of it.
And I'm assuming in, what is ONE FC based in Korea?
I think Singapore. I don't know. Asia,
but
out there.
The striking martial arts are, my assumption, huge there. And I'm assuming that it's not... I think in MMA, people go, oh, what the fuck are they doing? This is like a distraction away from the sport that we came to see. Whereas I think in Asia, if they're doing a Muay Thai fight, they probably really get a kick out of that Muay Thai fight the same way that they get a kick out of watching an MMA fight.
Yeah, well, K1 was massive in Japan back in the day. They used to get massive crowds. So there is, definitely a market for that. But I just feel that if you have a product like the UFC, you got to stick to that product. That's what your strength is. That's what you're known for. It will be watering down and diluting the brand. So the answer to that question is a big no. What else?
Will we ever see a UFC show in Thailand, he asks?
No. I hope so. My manager is from Thailand, and I have some friends in Thailand, and I love to visit Thailand. Thai is some of my favorite food. The people are just beautiful, amazing people. The country is beautiful, and of course, great training, and a lot of martial artists, and a lot of people going out to Tiger Muay Thai, Phuket top team, and many others out there to do a lot of training. I don't know. I don't think it's the top of their list for the UFC, I mean. But who knows? Maybe one day. I hope so, and I hope to be there.
And last but not least, question to both of you. Do you know where Shetland is? I think you already proved that you did.
Yeah, I believe it's a little island off the north of Scotland, or just the north of England, maybe South Scotland. I'm not sure. Shetlands. I knew 2 kids when I was a little kid, and they were... on the run, they'd ran away from, and they were from the Shetlands.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like sleeping in the bushes up the castle, and I was only like 10. And
this castle makes his way into a lot of your stories.
It was basically like my backyard. My house was just across the road and down the street a little bit. And
I've heard about this castle so many times.
It was a massive. That's where I had my first booze. I used to have a lot of fights up there. Interactions with the opposite sex were going up there. There was a nice little youth club go up there. The youth club was the worst thing ever happened to me.
Yeah.
I had never touched a drop of alcohol. I was a good boy. I went to the youth club. Before you know it, I'm bloody arrested and into all sorts, getting into fights and all kinds of nastiness. But, and these guys from Shetland, I was like, they needed food. So I stole them a loaf of bread from my house, and they were like, what the fuck is this? Loaf of bread? I'm like, what do you mean? You needed food? You're hungry or what? And anyway, I never saw them again.
Yeah, well, fuck.
They left, they died.
Good.
Starvation.
Unappreciative. They should eat in the bread.
Yeah, and if you know them, 2 little fucking dirty stowaways.
Beat it.
Face up to your crimes. Be a man.
Last one. Robert McFarlane says, name's Rob. What's the deal with Anthony Smith wearing glasses on his walkout and taking them off in the fight? If he can't see during the walkout, how can he see while in the octagon? Great question.
Fantastic question. And, I've always had a lot of respect for Anthony Smith, and I still do. But you can't backtrack. You say that anybody that wears glasses indoor when they don't need them, or a fucking asshole?
No,
What
no,
did you
he's
call?
saying-
What
he's
did,
saying reading glasses.
No, I know, but still, if he doesn't need them, why is he wearing them? Is it a fashion statement? What did you say about me, Lewis? What did you say?
That you're a douchebag?
What else?
That you... Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, earlier at the start of this show, you're like, yeah, you wear glasses indoor. You're an idiot. You're a dickhead. You're whatever.
No, I told you said it was just douchey.
Yeah, so that's what you're
pretend-
calling Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
He takes the time out to call into our show, gave a very, very nice interview,
stretch.
and you're insinuating
It's a
that
stretch.
Anthony Smith is a dickhead for wearing glasses as a fashion feature
Yeah,
when he
I'll
doesn't
own it.
need them in the octagon.
You're right, Anthony Smith. You're a fucking asshole with your dumb glasses. What a jerk you are. But it is an interesting point. Like, why would he need his glasses to walk out to the octagon? But then when he's in the octagon, he doesn't need them all of a sudden.
Oh, so he wears them when he walks out.
Yeah,
as well.
that's what the guy's saying.
Yeah, I did actually see that. Actually, I did find that kind of curious. I don't know. We need to ask him.
Yeah.
'Cause that is a good question. Because, like, for me, you're not supposed to wear contact lenses in the octagon. And when I would spar training for a fight, I would wear them, right? Because obviously I want to see, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, shit, but I can't fight in them. Not that they ever check to see if you've got contact lenses in anyway. But still, I used to think, okay, well, I'm going to have to take it out for the fight. So I do some sparring sessions without the contact lens in.
Right.
And it was bloody painful. Because
Well, is it?
I don't see too well anyway.
Oh, so you need glasses to just like life.
Oh, of course. I've got contact lens in right now.
Yeah. So I would have no perspective. I have no idea how people see that need glasses. Like, do you like? Is it legitimately blurry? Is it like?
No. For me, I can see, but just like not very well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's just it's progressively getting worse. But I could always see, but yeah, I mean, I didn't wear glasses or contacts up until a few years ago. I was like, okay, it's time. I took the leap, so to speak, and it certainly helps. I can just see better, and it just magnifies everything. There you go. It magnifies everything for me. That's all it does. It's not that I see blurry without it.
Yeah, it makes
but
it a little bit bigger,
everything looks
easier to see.
small. Yeah, so it just magnifies everything and makes it way better. But yeah, I don't think you meant to find them. I don't know. That's a good question about Anthony Smith. Only he could answer it.
Get him
but,
on. Get him on.
Should we leave this one there?
It's been a great show, Mr. Bisping. Thank you very much for coming down to LA. Congratulations on your audition.
Up to LA.
I don't know, up, down, whatever it is, left, right. This has been a great show. I'm going to be coming down. We have some cool shit happening right now. So I think over the next 6 to 8 weeks or so, I'm probably going to be in LA 4 or 5 times at least.
And I'm definitely due a trip to New York.
Yeah, you are. So we're going to do some more of these in person.
Sorry, babe. I've got to go to New York for the weekend and hang out. It's
call me
work
babe.
and it's legitimate. Do you know what I mean? Listen, surely we can find a way. Stop calling me Shirley.
Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Yes, exactly. On that note, cheers, guys. Until next time.
Peace.